Hey guys, it is time to do the July Shop My Stash. Notes that I always want to make. Some categories I pull from every single month and swap things out, and then other categories I just don't have a lot of anymore, so there's no point for me to really swap anything out. But I also have project pans going as well, so I don't usually talk about those products, but I do factor those products into my monthly rotation. I'm at the point right now where I'm just trying to make sure I like everything more so than get tons of usage out of certain things. Some things, yes, I am trying to get a lot more usage out of, but some products, I just want to make sure I like them, and I can figure that out in 1 or 2 uses. The pattern I've noticed is that I just don't wear lots of makeup often in the summer, unless I'm making a video and there's like an event or something, but most days I'm pretty chill. Without further ado, let's get into the recap first, and then we'll bring in the products for July. I have been focusing more on the Shiseido concealer right here, and also the Shiseido Synchro Skin Foundation Powder. I found these to be really, really great for the summertime. The main reason I don't use these throughout the year that often is the shade. Like, this concealer is pretty dark and it just doesn't work as well in like winter and fall and spring. So as it gets warmer, this is a little bit more appropriate to use for spot concealing. And this is just a really great powder foundation. This does not look cakey or powdery at all. I want to continue using these for the remainder of the summer while my skin tone matches these. The Milani Baked Blush in Luminoso. I have been loving this blush. I tend to forget if I like this or not. I think I'm at the point now where I know I like it and love it and want to keep it in my collection. And I've also enjoyed my old school CoverGirl blushes. I pulled in the golden pink right here and the classic pink. I just really like these despite them being really old. I give these drugstore blushes a lot of credit. I don't know if people still like CoverGirl blushes. I still surprisingly like these, and I am someone who is trying to kind of whittle out my older makeup, and hey, if you like stuff, you like stuff. If it's old, if it's new, whatever. Use it and enjoy it. Stila Kitten eyeshadow that was very popular many years ago. I gotta say, I love this eyeshadow. The formula is amazing. I used it both as in fact, I'm wearing it today. I used it as a highlighter, brow bone highlight on the lid, and I have really neglected this shadow over the years. Just thought maybe it was too much or something. I don't know, but in love with it. I want to use this more overall. And yeah, I always thought it was like an over the top type of shadow, but no, it works. So very pleased with that guy. Here is the NYX eyeshadow in the shade Fireball, and I swatched this last month. I remember saying how much I loved it in the swatch. And it is a very pigmented, beautiful color in the swatch. The funny thing is with this eyeshadow, I didn't really want to reach for too much. I think it's just the shade. I'm not crazy about this particular color on myself, or find it to be a color that I really want to reach for sometimes, most times. So this kind of did not get used as often as I was hoping it would get used. I think I might have reached for it once, maybe twice, and that's something I want to think about. I am trying to declutter my collection and get it down to the shadows I really want to reach for and have less of the stuff I don't. So that is one I want to explore a little bit. All That Glitters by MAC was another one I pulled in, and this shadow historically has been one of my favorites, still is. I find this to be a lot like a Project Pan shadow that I have, so this and that, between the two of them, I didn't get as much use out of this as I again was hoping to. According to my notes, I used this 3 times, so that's not bad. I think the way I've been wearing makeup overall, it makes sense that I only used it 3 times, and I can't really expect much more use out of it than that at this point. It's summertime. I just don't have high expectations for shadow usage, unfortunately, but it is still a nice shadow and I like it. It's just very similar to a lot of eyeshadows that I'm using in my rotation right now. So just something that I've observed. And I'm not going to open these up, but I did have the Bare Minerals Chameleon shade. This is Celery, which is actually a greenish type of shadow. I've really liked both of these. I actually wore this in a video. Celery I really enjoyed as well. These were 2 that were kind of on my chopping block, but upon wearing them, I realized I really like them, and it really does depend as well on the eyeliner you pair with it. I find that with a color like this blue, it looks really striking with a black eyeliner winged. I'm glad that I realized that I like them because they were sitting in a box for a really long time and I was just like not wanting to use them because I wasn't sure, like, so I'm glad I like those two still. I pulled out this shade Jest last month, and funny thing with this is I thought I was gonna get a lot of use out of this because it is a very simple eyeshadow, and I just was not pulling for it. You can barely see it here, but yeah, I barely pulled for this guy last month for some strange reason. Maybe I just was so interested in the other shadows and my project pans, it kind of fell by the wayside. I only used this twice. So I was really surprised about that. For somebody who, you know, is going for simpler looks in the summer most of the time, I really thought I was gonna use that more, but I didn't. So I pulled in this MAC sample called Melon. I have a couple of MAC samples that I got off eBay when I first really heavily started getting into makeup. This is one of the few that are left, and hard to see the swatch, okay, but this looks a lot like a peachier version, slightly peachier version of All That Glitters, the one that I also showed you. I did like this. I only wore this, oh, I wore this 4 times. Okay, I didn't realize that. I guess that goes to show that I liked or was more interested in using this over the All That Glitter shade, which is interesting. Maybe because I know I really like this, and this one I want to play with a little bit more. It does pop on the lid a little bit more, and I like that. It's really nice. I didn't talk about this in last month's video, but this was also in my Shop My Stash. This is the Laura Geller Eye Rim in Bewitching Bronze, and I'm really scared to tilt it because it literally just fell on the floor and the top cracked off. So this is a really, really nice product. I really like this as an eyeliner. I have a couple of these baked eye rims left. This really performs well. I like how natural it looks, even though it is a cake liner. You know, it's a little bit more work. You have to get your brush and, you know, dip it in there instead of just directly like an eyeliner. I really like the pigmentation. I don't know if it's just, you know, that it's in a little cute container like this and it's shimmery, and I don't know, but I enjoy this a lot. I pulled in the Abu Dhabi shade, the NYX Matte Lip Cream, and also Toulouse, and I really enjoyed using both of these. Now, Abu Dhabi I've had for quite some time. It is a trusty go-to mauve nude. Enjoy that one. I still like it. And this is the newer one. This is the Toulouse one. I enjoyed wearing this as well. Really, really pretty. And I made some nice looks with it. So this is actually the lipstick version of Toulouse, in my opinion. This one my mom gave to me, and I actually enjoyed wearing this too. I thought it might be a little too purpley, but I found it very wearable, and I actually wore this in the last video that I made. So I was pleased with both of these. This is Avon Rich Ruby, and I wore it in, I think, 2 videos the past month and really enjoyed it. Now, I didn't really wear it aside from those 2 videos. I didn't wear them out or anything. I still really enjoy this color, and I think it's really, really fun. So who knows, maybe I'll whip it out again this summer at some point and actually wear it out into the real world. But my lifestyle right now, I don't feel as comfortable wearing bright colors out. I mean, that's just a personal thing. I obviously don't judge anybody who does wear bright colors out or anything like that. It's just kind of, I'm really easy breezy during the summer months, and I tend to wear a lot less makeup overall, but this is really fun and beautiful, and I really, really like this formula. Even though I only wore it twice and they were in videos, I just enjoyed wearing it, so that's great. Even though I probably won't use it a whole lot, it's just not one of those shades, I still like owning it. The MAC Oak lip liner. I was questioning this guy as a lip product, like a lipstick, because that's generally how I use lip liners. Thinking maybe it's a little too dry. I'm not sure if I like it on my lips as a lipstick, and this is one I found surprised me. I really enjoyed it. Again, I wore this in a video recently, and I kind of liked how it looked on me. You know, I thought it looked okay. I don't think it washed me out. I don't think it looked too brown, so I'll be more than happy to use this as a lip product. Let's get into the products that I'm picking out for July. We're going to jump into eyeshadows first, and yes, I am going to be dipping back into this Z palette with all of those like older eyeshadows, and I want to pull out this Olive Ulta shade. It's actually called Olive, very aptly named. I tried to depot this and a little bit of it messed up there, but yeah, this is kind of a chopping block eyeshadow. I'm not sure about it. Kind of like most of my Ulta eyeshadows, they're just really old and look kind of undesirable sometimes, and I just want to figure it out. So I think this is an easy one to maybe try once or twice this month, maybe even more than that if I end up liking it. So I'll pull that guy in. This is the part where I only have one hand because I am holding my phone with my other hand. So these are all of my eyeshadow singles, and my palettes are down here. I'm gonna keep this still so I don't get you guys sick. Let me see, what did I want to use in here? I want to use these 3 NYX eyeshadows. So this one is called Champagne. These are all really old. This one is called Sahara. This one is Deep Bronze. I did have to repress this one because I broke it when I was trying to depot it. So yeah, and these 3, I'm not going to bother swatching them right now. They're just like neutral, you know, everyday kind of colors. This reminds me a lot of All That Glitters from MAC. I told you I have this color like 1,000 times in my collection. This one is just, yeah, I mean, you can see it. I'm not going to try to explain it. This is one of my favorite ones. It is just a deep bronze color. So because I feel like I have these colors multiple times and these shades are older, I'm wondering if these are chopping block eyeshadows. So I just want to pull these in and play around with them and see, because you can even tell like the packaging of these are really old. Like they still perform okay to my knowledge, but I just want to make sure that I still like them like everything else in my collection. So I will be pulling these guys in. I'm gonna skip out on Bare Minerals this month, give myself a break. I do still have 4 other Project Pan eyeshadows. That's why I'm not pulling in as many of these. Okay, I told you about these little samples I have, right? You can see it through the container here. This is Golden Olive by MAC. And I want to play with this as well. I think this could be really pretty, but again, I haven't worn it in so long, so I want to figure it out and make sure I like this one. So I think I'll add that to my basket. This one is Sweet Lust by MAC. Yeah, this one is a little bit more pigmented than Jest that I pulled in last month. And I am curious how this would look like in the crease with this on the lid. And I am curious about that because I have 2 really old Avon eyeshadows from like back in the day that I am obsessed with. And I'm trying to dupe that in my collection. That's kind of my plan with these 2. So hopefully that works out and then I can declutter the really old Avon ones that are like older than my children. Okay. And here are some of the palettes that I have. I have a couple that are out on my dresser right now because they were out from Project Pan stuff, but I think in here, I'm gonna actually pull out the e.l.f. one. This is the e.l.f. Mad for Matte palette in Nude Mood, and I haven't used this one in a while because I had it in a project. I was trying to pan the 1st and 3rd shades in here, which I did do that. Just needed a break from it. This palette has some really great shades and some meh shades, right? Like I think we can say that about a lot of palettes. Like these last 2 right here are chalky and I don't like how they look on me that much. Just not my favorite. And this one right here does absolutely nothing. So the rest of them though I think are pretty good. So I want to get back into using this. It's not very inspiring. It's not the most exciting palette of all time, but you kind of go in knowing that. I still want to get use out of it because it is still part of my collection. And it'll be an easy one to use for days where I actually do want to put makeup on. And these are just really nice transition shades. So I think I'll get a bunch of use out of this. Right now, there's just a lot of neutrals. I don't have a lot of color except for this Golden Olive shade. So, do I want to play with color right now? Do I want to go there? I think I have enough to play with for the month. I don't do a lot of crazy eye makeup looks and some days I barely wear makeup. So I think this will be okay, but we'll see how it goes. It is really basic. And if anything, I can get more use out of this green guy if I feel like I need some color in my life. So that's kind of basic, but that's okay. For bronzers and highlighters, I am going to be keeping in the same ones that I had last month. So I am using my Sonia Kashuk contour stick. This is in my Project Pan, and I have my Marc Jacobs Tantastic one, which I've been enjoying, and this is newer to my collection. So I do want to get more use out of this, of course. I was thinking I was going to swap it out. It is one of my lighter bronzers, and I wasn't sure, like, with my skin tone, like how that would work, but it is still showing up pretty well. So I really like that. I'm going to keep it in. I'm also keeping in the Ulta Liquid Illuminator in Starlight. I haven't been using this as often. I just haven't been wearing highlighter a whole lot. And when I do wear it, I've kind of been favoring the Stila Kitten eyeshadow as a highlighter. So yeah, I think it's worth it to keep it in another month and get even more use out of it. Again, I don't have a lot of highlighters, so I have no problem doing that. So that will cover my bronzers and highlighters for this month. Now we're gonna do some blushes, and I think I'm gonna pull in maybe 1 or 2. I think that'll be good. So in this tray, I'm not really seeing anything that's speaking to me right now. I used these recently. I feel like I used those recently. All right, I think I'm gonna pull out the Benefit Dallas blush, and this always reminds me of the summer because of the packaging, like the sun in the background, it just has that vibe. And I have always really liked this one. It is kind of like a neutral blush to me, like a little bit darker though. It's not like, not really, really dark, but it isn't like a peach color, you know what I mean? So in my opinion, anything that's like not peach is kind of dark to me. Peach or coral, right? It's kind of neutral though. And I'm actually wearing it today and I do enjoy it. So as with everything else, I want to get more use out of this. I think that'll be really pretty. And let me see. Let me go down here. Now this I usually wear like around Christmas time for some strange reason, but I don't know if this is too much right now. I feel like with the way I wear makeup, it might be because it's kind of shimmery, and I don't know, maybe I'll hold off on this one. This is Tarte Party. This looks very similar to this. I never thought about it, but they do look very similar. Both kind of neutral, somewhat cool toned blushes. So I'm gonna hold off on bringing this one in for now. In favor of the Dallas. So I have a Project Pan blush that I'm using right now. I'm keeping out my Glossier blushes, the Cloud Paints, because they are newer and I do want to get use out of my new blushes and enjoy them while they are new and really get to know them. So, okay, I need to make a choice here. I'm actually going to pull in this Salon Fun blush. Now, I had this blush in a couple projects recently, and it is a blue undertoned cool pink. I had it in the Project 10 uses last year, and I think I kind of rolled it in the beginning of this year and then I kind of put it away. I think I want to pull it back out again because I love the color, right? But the container is not my favorite because it's so tiny, and I just want to see how I feel using it and if I still really like it, if it's worth keeping, all that jazz. So I'm just going to pull these 2 in, and I think that will cover me for July. All right, time to pick lipsticks, and let's see. This top tray here are like my nude lipsticks. I think I'm gonna go with this Bare Minerals Juju. It's like a matte liquid lip. Actually wearing this today in the video. So I really like this one. It's one of my favorites in my collection. And with all my makeup, I just want to get more use out of it because I do love it so much. And I think it'll work for when I want to wear makeup. So that's good. I've talked about this lipstick so many times already. This is my Avon In The Buff lipstick, and there's not a lot left in here. And I think I want to get a head start in trying to pan this one. And I always like to have a nude in my rotation. Nude that's easy to wear and isn't overly pink, overly brown. And that would be this color. And because it is discontinued and there's not a whole lot left, yes, I think I do want to get a head start in trying to pan this. So this might be the standard nude color that I pull in. This is a lot pinker than this is. So I think that will round out my nudes. Let's take a look at the pink bright colors. I don't expect to be wearing these types of colors out. If anything, I'll probably wear them in videos. Maybe I'll venture out with one of them on. Not quite sure, but I don't have a lot of these left either. This is like astounding to me. If you had seen this like a couple months ago, there was a ton more. Okay. Now these are the 2 I wear the very least, or am the least excited to usually pull out. This is discontinued. This is the Maybelline Color Jolt line, and this is in the shade Berry Naughty. This is really, really bright, as you can see, and definitely a statement maker. Yeah, like, see what's going on with this guy. Is it worth keeping? That kind of a thing. So that one will come in. And here's another one that I rarely use. This one is Mesmerizing Magenta. This is a matte Maybelline color. And yeah, definitely not my everyday kind of lipstick. I'm debating if I want to keep this or not. So this will be another one that I play with. Again, probably won't be wearing it out into the world, but you will probably see this one in a video as well, because that's when I tend to wear the really bright, fun colors. We'll see how it goes. And here are all of my reds and my purples. Now, normally this section I tend to wear fall, winter. With these two bright colors, I don't know how much love my red colors are going to get, but I do want to try to bring something in, because I don't know, you just never know how it'll work out in the month. So this is Del Rio. This is dark. I don't see myself reaching for a dark brick red type of lipstick. This is MAC Half Red. So this is like a kind of a nude brown medium red. This is kind of dark for this time of year, but never know. You never know. So it might be something cool that I want to wear. Plus, I think this is just a really long lip liner still. I don't really use it that much. I kind of want it to be able to fit in here without me having to put it on an angle. So for that purpose alone, I would like to get more use out of this so I can sharpen it a couple times and then like fit it in here. So, I mean, whatever, man. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to use this for that purpose, as weird as that sounds. I'm going to use these guys. So I think I have my nude here, my pink, a couple of fun bright colors to play with. I think that will round out my lipsticks. Now, here's where I keep my lip glosses. I'm going to actually pull out this NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Fortune Cookie. It seems as though there's not a lot left in here, but I've heard things about taking the stopper out and like all this product being inside of these after taking the stopper out. Wouldn't surprise me. So this one just has been sitting around in my collection. I need to kind of get this moving out of my collection. This is my second tube of this, so I obviously liked it enough to buy it twice. But ever since I bought it twice, I haven't been as in love with it. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I'm like, it's okay. So we're gonna use this month to kind of get some use out of this and see how we feel. It's like a milky type of lip gloss. You want exfoliated lips if you're gonna put this on them. So yeah, we'll pull that one in. So here I keep my lipsticks for the month, stuff I'm panning, mascaras, brow products, and my eyeliner. I don't really swap out mascaras. I only have like 3. I do want to pull in this NYX eyebrow cake powder. I have not been using this at all because I'm using the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade, Morphe, the Micro Brow Pencil. I've been using those two like most of the time, and this one has just been sitting around. I think because it's just a powder, and I feel like this, I don't have to worry about trying to use it up because it lasts so long. But that said, it is kind of just sitting around. So I am going to use this again because it's been a really long time. I think that will be good. I am interested in bringing in an eyeliner. I'm going to pull in this guy. This is one I brought in actually in the spring, and I just felt like the spring wasn't the right time for this. But it's July, so I think this teal liner in the shade Covet will be an interesting one to play with. Now, I don't have a lot of color in my eyeshadows. This can be one of the ways I can get more color, so we'll see if I still like this one. I am kind of iffy when it comes to colors on my eyes, and I always like something darker too, just because I like a classic defined eye. So I'm gonna pull in the Almay Brown Topaz eyeliner. I have the other color in my project pan, the Raisin Quartz one, so I always appreciate a defining liquid eyeliner. So that's pretty old too. So far they haven't been bothering my eyes, and I honestly just want to get more use out of these things before they do start bothering my eyes. I think I'm also going to pull in this Avon Navy eyeliner. This is in the shade Midnight. Not typically one that I use in the summer, I'm going to be real with you, but I haven't used navy in a while. So that should look pretty with some of my neutral eyeshadows. So these are the 3 eyeliners and the brow product I am pulling in for July. Now it's time to get all these bad boys into my setup here, ready to go. Let's do it. Everything is set up and good to go for July. So I did want to let you guys know that I am doing some inventory videos very soon. That might be my next 2 videos coming up, so I definitely hope you'll check in for those. Hope you consider giving this video a like, and I hope you consider subscribing because I'd love to have you come along. That wraps up my July Shop My Stash. I had a lot of fun filming this, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching it as much as I enjoyed making it. So I will catch you guys in my next video. See you later and have a great day. Bye.